Nicky Field on beautiful Arctic Hill on a glorious near fall afternoon. Chico and hopefully Ray Doobie very shortly. I'm John Parenti. The West Warwick Wizards face the Tolman Tigers today. Kind of a matter of David and Goliath because for those of you that may not be following the Rhode Island Interscholastic Football League as closely as we do, you know West Warwick is basically a bunch of tiny tots. And the Tigers are mean, fast. What will it all mean? Well, we talked to Dave Cato, the head coach of the Wizards, about it, as this is a retooling year for the Wizards. He refuses to use the words rebuilding. The Wizards are retooling with a bunch of fresh faces from the back-to-back Pop Warner West Warwick Steeler championship teams. We'll talk with Dave about it and more as the Aurora Fuel pregame show rolls on 995.1.
The last thing you're probably thinking about during the summer is home heating oil, but it's a smart idea. Take a minute and check your tank. Prices are historically lower in the summer when demand is lower. So if your tank is down, you can call Aurora Fuel today. You can trust Aurora Fuel to provide affordable, reliable, and dependable oil delivery. And now offering oil burner service all year round. You'll always find low prices, courteous staff, and honest value. You can depend on Aurora Fuel, 615-8662.
Welcome to Finetco, a family of lumber yards started in Rhode Island with Coventry Lumber, Rhode Island's first and best drive-through lumber yard. You can visit Finetco at Coventry Lumber in Rhode Island, West Haven Lumber and Waterford Building Supply in Connecticut, and E.L. Morse Lumber in Massachusetts. With our strategic locations, we cover your needs from the New York border to Cape Cod and the greater Boston area, with a standard of best-in-class products for your design and building projects. Coventry Lumber and the Finetco family of lumber yards. One simple call does it all.
Opening day for the West Warwick Wizards, and head coach Dave Cato joins us. Coach, it's a different year, a different breed, and something very unique, especially to this town. Youth. It's a youth movement.
It is a youth movement. You know, we had two classes where, you know, we didn't have a lot of kids come out. We had 5-6 kids come out when they were freshmen, and then some of those kids didn't come back, and it attributed to the two seniors that we have this year. And the good news is that we've got about 20-something freshmen, and most of them are very good football players, and they're going to have to start varsity just because of necessity this year. And, you know, the future looks very bright for the program, you know, and it's the growing pains that you have to deal with young kids. You know, you got 14-year-olds playing against 18-year-olds, and we told the kids it's still football. Let's go out there and play. Let's execute, and we'll be fine.
Isn't it great to have a feeder program because these kids excelled at the youth level?
They did, John. They were last 2 years. They went undefeated both years, and they won the Super Bowl in their Pop Warner system. And you know, these kids don't know how to lose really because they haven't lost in 2 years. And so, you know, you come in with that mentality, and that's a great attitude to have, you know, with a young bunch of kids that you can grow with, and they can learn your system. And you know, it's been a little different. You know, I've had to scale back on what we usually do in the summer because we're usually junior and senior laden, and we could go and expound upon things. But we took a lot of baby steps in the summer camp, and things are really paying off for us right now.
Does having a guy like Leo Salazar help the young kids?
Yes, it does. You know, he's taken a lot of the young guys under his wing. They go out to eat, they go out to watch other games or about kids playing and scouting other teams, and it's nice because he's one of the two seniors that we do have, and he's a captain for us. He's a leader for us, and he trying not just the coaches but him install what kind of practice and up tempo and effort level that we need at practice with these guys, with these younger players.
Hope he's got a big car because none of these kids have their license yet.
Yeah, that's true. You know, some of the other parents take him. He piles a couple in his car, and like I said, he doesn't have to do this. He could be off on his own, being a senior, and you know, like I said, not other guys. There's only one other guy, Taylor DaCosta, with him, and they both embraced these young bucks that we have, and that's what we need. You know, they're puppies now, but they're going to be vicious. And, very.
That's head coach Dave Cato. Part of our discussion with him as the Wizards get ready for the Tolman Tigers this afternoon at Masnicki Field. We will be back with more on the Aurora Field pregame show. Kickoff just a couple of minutes away here on 995.1.
The last thing you're probably thinking about during the summer is home heating oil, but it's a smart idea to take a minute and check your tank. Prices are historically lower in the summer when demand is lower. So if your tank is down, you can call Aurora Fuel today. You can trust Aurora Fuel to provide affordable, reliable, and dependable oil delivery. And now offering oil burner service all year round. You'll always find low prices, courteous staff, and honest value. You can depend on Aurora Fuel, 615-8662.
Your number one buying destination, Central Auto Group.
September is SUV month at CentralAutoCG.com, your number one buying destination. Home of Ford, Mazda, Hyundai, Volkswagen, and pre-owned. At Central Ford, you can drive away the 2019 four-wheel drive Ford Escape. While you're there, you can check out our F-150s, F-250s, Ford Explorers, and the Ford Edge. That's a 2019 four-wheel drive Ford Escape only at Central Ford. Best price, best selection, and best service. CentralAutoGroupCG.com. Exit 28 I-395. If you go anywhere else other than Central Ford, you're paying too much. See for details.
Your number one buying destination, Central Auto Group.
AJ's Restaurant has been a Kent County landmark for decades. It's the go-to spot for great breakfast and lunch. Takeout, too, at 828-4160. AJ's, popular for breakfast, popular for lunch. 1365 Main Street, West Warwick.
I do this open in honor of Ray Doobie. The legendary Frank Masnicki used to tell his slow-footed West Warwick linemen that they ran like old Lady McTish. I have no idea who she was.
That was before my time, too.
This year, the Wizards head coach Dave Cato can be linked to an old mother, Mother Hubbard, because Dave's cupboard, like hers, is bare. West Warwick opens this 2019 football season with 20 freshmen, 13 sophomores, 9 juniors, and only 3 seniors. More importantly, the Wizards have only 3 players with substantial varsity experience. It could be a long year, or it could be a year in which a group of talented underclassmen surpasses everyone's expectations. For the Wizards, the journey begins in just a few minutes against fast, experienced Tolman. The Finetco family of lumberyards presents the Rhode Island Interscholastic High School Football Game of the Week. Today's game between the Wizards and the visiting Tolman Tigers from Masnicki Field on Arctic Hill is being brought to you by the Finetco family of lumberyards. I'm going to say that right. Lumberyards. The Finetco family of lumberyards celebrating 50 years of professional service and quality products. By AJ's Restaurant. By Aurora Fuel. By Bank RI with convenient locations on Main Street in Coventry and Route 117 in West Warwick. By Bill's Place. By Central Auto Group. By Fagan Doors. By Hilco Athletic and Graphics. By Layden's Tree Farm and Winery in West Greenwich, the home of Field of Screams. By Miller Electric. By My Whaling City. By Warwick Mall. And by Williamson Law. Experienced, driven, effective. Williamson Law, 247 Quaker Lane, West Warwick. So here we are with Johnny Boots and Reese Pacheco and Ray Doobie. I'm John Parenti, and we're just about ready to go on what really has turned out to be a very nice day. Does everybody have their long sleeves on?
No. I forgot my windbreaker in the truck.
Just you.
Yeah, but that's for another reason. It's not because of the mosquitoes. It's because I'll be cold in about 25 minutes.
Reese Pacheco's got a sweatshirt on. He was a wuss.
So, Ray, it begs the question, are we looking at a rebuilding team, a retooling team, or a team that just happens to be very young but very good?
I'll go what I can see. And the thing is, even though everybody looks and says 20 freshmen, the biggest thing, John, and this is where the patience of the coaching staff's going to have to come in. There's a world of difference between playing youth football and playing varsity. You're all of a sudden up against 17, 18-year-olds, and you're 14, maybe 15. It's a whole different world when you step up to that level.
The coin flip has taken place in front of us. There were about 3,116 signals given, none of them as to who received and what they were doing. Did West Warwick defer? That's about as close as I got. The Wizards did win the toss. They have deferred, and we are about 30 seconds away from the kickoff to the 2019 season. 2 games this weekend. Today's, of course, between Tolman and West Warwick. We are at Coventry tomorrow for 2 of the other 3 Kent County teams. The East Greenwich Avengers raiding Coventry to tangle with Stanley Dunbar's Nantiokers.
And we have another Wizard alumni in the group with us because Mike Fallon is running the class.
Ah, you spoil my surprise.
Oh, no.
Michael, we knew ye well. Playing days as a Wizard fullback and as a Wizard linebacker. Where did you graduate, Mike?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Madison Nicky Field for
92.
Game Day. Today we have the visiting Tolman
So the
Tigers
Wizards,
taking on your
as we
very
go
own
to the
Westward High School
very first
Wizards.
I-95.1 fashion show, in their home black uniforms, orange and white trim, white numerals, black helmets. We'll get to the Tolman Tigers in a moment or so. But first, from Madison Nicky Field, here's our national anthem.
Yeah.
Is this anything like the Chris Clark simulcast?
That's exactly what it is. Exactly what it is.
Early 60s? Is that what we got going?
We're gonna
Ruby, you're showing your age.
We're gonna have Eric White on at halftime. We're gonna talk about what's going on in the booth. And it's on our Facebook page if you want to click on the link on the Facebook page. But John, go ahead.
Ivan Da Silva kicks off the ball, is fumbled around the 20-yard line, and then picked up by Lawrence Patton Jr., who's got a long way to go. He's out to the 45, 46, maybe the 47-yard line.
This one.
He was taken to the turf by Jesse Principe of the Wizards, and it's 1st and 10 for Tolman High School. The Tigers come in their Rhode white uniforms, black numerals, red pants, like red silk pants. Looked like something I wore to bed last night. Black helmets, red trim.
TMI.
And
Way too much information.
we will set up the Tolman Tigers for you offensively. Jordan Cooper, a junior, is the quarterback. His running backs are Jeremiah Edwards, another junior,
Defense.
and Daniel Akinsheye, a senior. They come out of the shotgun, send the man in motion. The handoff goes right up the middle on a big hole, and out to the 45-yard line of West Warwick goes Jeremiah Edwards.
And right away, John, what you're going to see is if Tolman is able to get through that front seven, you look at the size of the defensive backs that West Warwick is employing this year, and any good-sized back is going to have a huge size advantage over them.
Alex Madeira sets up in the slot after going in motion on 1st and 10. Again, the quick handoff, and right up the middle goes Edwards again. This time he gets only about 3 or so. The last Wizard to unpile is DeAndre Chase, a freshman who the Wizards are very high on. So it'll be 2nd down and 7, Raymond.
Yeah, I'm looking at Devin Ward, who's starting tackle for the Tolman. He's a big boy out there.
Oh, they've got a few of them.
Oh, yeah.
Cooper hands Edwards again up the middle, close to first down yardage. Good second effort. Got it to about the 35-yard line or so, 35 and a half. It will be close to a first down.
Yeah, third about a half a yard. And right away you can see one of the things that Tolman's going to do, they're just going to play smash mouth football against this team because the size advantage that Tolman has is it's so obvious that it's very easy for them to just push that line off. And again, that comes back to just the fact that you got a young team out there for West Warwick, but young teams grow up Just depends on how long it's going to take him.
Cooper out of the shotgun again on 3rd and about a half a yard. Hands on the slot, reverse to Medeiros, and he's going to be slow to the backfield. Second effort, and now he's got some running room. He's at the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Tolman. On a 3rd and 1, and they had him stopped for a 2-yard loss, but he squirted away and has a 36-yard touchdown run to give the Tigers a 6-0 lead.
Yeah, Daniel Akinche for Tolman had the key block. He just cut off the only member of the defensive secondary that had an angle to maybe make a tackle there. But he cut that with his block, cut that one off, and off to the races. But there's the holes are too big, even when they're starting to chase people down. They're just getting knocked around over there. So be patient with the fans. It could be a long season, but these kids, if they grow up with it by the end of the season, hey, we're going to something else.
Out of Cooper's hole, Leandro DePina kicks the extra point. 9 minutes, 48 seconds left to play. First quarter just underway on the field. Tigers 7, Wizards nothing. 995.1.
Parents know that getting out of the house can be quite the juggling act. That's why Fagan Door makes it easy to keep your garage door and your schedule on track. You can book your annual tune-up or emergency garage door repair online 24/7 at fagandoor.com/book-now.
AJ's Restaurant has been a Kent County landmark for decades. It's the go-to spot for great breakfast and lunch. Takeout, too, at 828-4160. AJ's, popular for breakfast, popular for lunch. 1365 Main Street, West Warwick.
So a 36-yard touchdown run by Medeiros puts them up for the company. Tigers grab the lead. They are moving from the hillside side of Mazecki Field to the Valley Country Club side, left to right as we look at it. As DePina lets it fly, this is a wobbler that takes a hop and is picked up and dropped to the 15-yard line. Going left now, coming right, and a fumble on the play, and Tolman thinks he'll get the football. Do they? No.
On the play, recovered by West
Warwick had fortunately recovered, but maybe a little later we can talk to Mike a little bit. I mean, West Warwick for years had a freshman program, and they had it for a reason. That's where he's developing the kids, and the high school was 10, 11, 12 at that time.
The Wizards hope that having a quarterback named Brady will produce the same magic it did in New England.
Yeah, but that's his first name.
Brady Maile is the quarterback, a freshman.
Let's see what happens.
West Warwick, 1st and 10, the ball at their own 22-yard line. Maile hands off and hit at the line of scrimmage was DeAndre Chase, and did he get back to the line?
Barely.
Good.
I think what you're going to see, John, I think Coach Cato doesn't have a choice at this point. He's going to have to keep it kind of vanilla as far as an offense is concerned. I mean,
they're going to get better week after week, but it takes time. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It just when you look at the difference in size from our Wizards defensive line for Tolman, you know it's going to be a long day. You just can't help it.
Man in motion, right to left. Maile's in trouble, fumbles the football. The Wizards are able to recover at the 8-yard line.
And you got the freshman jitters. You know, you had a fumble on the kickoff return. We had a fumble just there. Fortunately, the Wizards have been lucky. They've recovered both. But those are the things that you got to put up with for now. You know, these kids are like, I'm telling you right now, it's not like they were walking around saying, hey, we're going to romp these guys. These kids were nervous this morning all day long. This has been in front of them. And on top of that, don't forget, this is Coach Cato's former team. He coached at Tolman. So you don't think the kids from Tolman are trying to say a few things?
Long yardage. Maile's going to look left, throw left, and had it batted down. A good play by Glenn Sharper, Jr. for Tolman.
I thought Glenn was going for a rebound there for a second. He had some ups to knock that one down. Now, unfortunately, now watch the world come, because they're going to have to punt from inside their own end zone. So that in itself is going to create some little nervousness on the part of Wizards.
The second fumble was recovered by Taylor Acosta, one of the linemen. And now it'll be Ivan Da Silva, who did most of the kicking last year, to punt from about 4 yards deep in his own end zone. Tolman playing it generously. They got two guys near midfield. Snap is perfect. Ivan gets it off. This is going to take a bounce at the 41. Takes a wizard roll to the 49. And then just shy of midfield, it is downed by West Warwick's Jesse Principe. So Tolman sets up shop first down near midfield. 7:59 left to play here in the first quarter. Tolman leads it 7-0.
For almost 40 years, Bill's Place has been a staple in the Phoenix section of West Warwick. Generations have enjoyed great tasting pizza and sandwiches at Bill's, but there's a lot more to love now. Along with that signature pizza and their hot oven grinders, Bill's Place offers juicy Angus burgers, great daily specials, prime rib, whole belly clams, and much, much more, all in a casual and friendly family atmosphere. Bill's has always been and continues to be a great place for lunch or to bring the kids for dinner, or with friends in the lounge and enjoy the game on one of their 8 flat-screen TVs. Everyone loves Bill's Place, 707 Main Street in the Phoenix section of West Warwick.
Well, welcome back to Mesnicki Field, where the Tigers have just made it 13-0 on a 50-yard touchdown pass from Cooper to Medeiros. And it was that easy. Just bang, bang. Medeiros slipped behind his man, and it was gravy.
A bit of a wobble on that football. I mean, he had like 3 or 4 yards behind a defensive back who was caught looking at the quarterback, who was rolling to his left, threw it downfield, and it was way too easy.
Here's DePina for the extra point.
Look out.
It won't be a kick. It's finally picked up by DePina. Here's what happened. The snap came in to Cooper, and it bounced. Then it bounced away from Cooper, and by the time he got it back in his hands, the Wizards were already on the ball. So the point after is no good.
Wizards, his receivers and running backs relied on him to deliver quality passes, and he did. Now Kent County relies on Wayne and his staff at Miller Electric to provide quality electrical repair and service, whether it's large or small, residential or commercial. From minor installations to complete rewiring, you can count on Miller Electric to get the job done right. Emergency repairs too. Miller Electric, 828-0087. That's 828-0087.
One play, 50 yards, 13-0. Despite the effort of DeAndre Chase to chase down Jordan Cooper. Medina kicks it off. This is high and end over end, taken at the 20-yard line. Out to the 25 to the 30 is Rich Medeiros of the Wizards. Maybe he ended up at the 31-yard line before he was shoved away out of bounds by the Tigers.
They were doing pretty well. I noticed for the Wizards anyway, Nolan Hines threw a nice block during that return, and so they're not backing off. They're coming right out. It's a bit of a physical mismatch, but you got to give them credit. They're coming out here and they're playing hard, and that's all you can ask at this point in time.
Looks like we've got an unbalanced line here, Ray.
Oh, that looks familiar.
Yeah. Unbalanced right. Handoff goes to Chase. Trying to drag at least one Tiger down, and finally does the 36-yard line. Was that Big Henry that he took down? Should use my monitor
36?
here. I'm not used to using the monitor.
You have a TV monitor right in front of you.
Henry Adewomika.
Deion Chase. That looked familiar, though. You're right. That was an unbalanced line. Mike Fallon used to run that one pretty well, too, when he gave it to him. Huh? And we had a few of those.
This time they come unbalanced right again. Haley at quarterback, hovering over center. We'll get to the line in a moment or so, and this time it breaks down. Miso Miranda makes the stop. It'll bring the ball back to the Wizards side of the 35-yard line, marking it at the 34. 3rd down and 6 to go. for West Warwick. Offensively, the Wizards have Devin Bollier at center. His right guard is Leo Salazar. His right tackle is Ivan Da Silva. Taylor Costa, the left guard. Nick Karen is the left tackle. Of course, that kind of moves around and gets a little bit different when they go on balance. This time chases the wingback left. Maeli fakes, play action, throws into the flat. It is complete for a first down and more than Chase. He's at the 40-yard line. They'll
Nice.
actually mark it. He went out of bounds at the 43, but a well-developed play, and there is Brady Maeli's very first varsity pass completion.
And what you saw there was a little delay. He had lined up really as a tight end. They had a double wing tights, and he kind of faked the block inside, and then when everybody released, he released to the outside. It was wide open. Nice well-designed play, and it's a very simple play to run.
We'll get the Wizards skill position plays too in a moment or so. Right now, Chase lines up as the wingback left. They've got a wingback on the right. Maeli's going to drop and roll to the right side. He'll throw. Really threw into the hands of one of the Tigers. The ball is loose, and it is going to end up at the Wizard 47-yard line.
Well, you got to give Maeli credit. He's standing in there. He's looking for his open receivers. He's hit a couple nice passes. They were fortunate to get that one back. I couldn't get the number and who the receiver was, but he got drilled over on the far side and the ball popped free. But that's the third time now that we've seen West Warwick recover one of their own fumbles. But yeah, no, that was a nice play. He made a nice pass. He's not panicking back there, and with the size of some of the guys coming at him, that in itself is a plus, because welcome to the big time, son.
Lane David, one of the wingbacks, came out limping for the Wizards. Now second down and 17. And it's a reverse. And here comes Chase. Good yards back across the 40 to the 36-yard line. He got most of it back.
You know, I think what we're going to start to see is we're going to start to see Chase right, Chase left, Chase up the middle.
Didn't Willie Evans used to wear 36?
That was the rest of my comment. Thanks, John. We're feeding each other today. Yeah, Willie was 36, and that's what you did with him. You let him pound away at people because at least he's got the size to match up with the guys coming up to him to tackle him. When you look at the rest of the backfield, they're not quite his size. Well, we got timeout.
Timeout is called.
And he's waving for water already.
So, timeout on the field with 4:40 to play. And the Wizards still put on the move.
Warwick Mall has all the conveniences for shopping with more than 80 retailers, community events, a 12-screen movie theater, carousel food court, and fine restaurants. Warwick Mall has free parking and is conveniently located, offering convenience for your hectic schedule. You can shop at Warwick Mall, Rhode Island's favorite family mall. Warwick Mall!
And Van Halen goes off in the distance.
I figured you'd like a little music in your description.
3rd and 1. Wizards packing in. This time they're balanced. There's the fake. Maeli's going to look. It is going to be intercepted at the 25-yard line. It's picked off by Leandro DePina. Still on his feet, and then finally taken down to the 24-yard line as he tried to go all the way across the field. The tackle was made by Leo Salazar.
A little short and a little low. He threw a line drive there, and that really is what caused the interception. The defender was just able to step in front and pick it off. But he'll learn. He'll learn the next time. Lead your runner. Let your receiver run to the ball. Don't try to throw it just where he is at that point. Make them run, because that makes the defender run also. because he had him by a step, but it wasn't enough to really free him up for a completion.
Out break the Tigers, led by Cooper. Jordan Cooper, the junior, out of the shotgun. Little backfield counters up the middle, and that's got to be Edwards again. And
I don't know, but I'll tell you what. Any time they're going to run behind 74, Colby Contreras.
They've got some big ones.
They had some big ones out there.
Adewamika is the center. He's got Devin Ward, 78, on the right side as the tackle. Joshua Suarez, who also plays the nose guard, is the right guard. Jacob Lacoma is the left tackle. The left guard is Colby Contreras, as Ray mentioned. Now they go wide right side, almost to the Coventry line. Cooper's going to look there, and he's going to throw a little slant pass to Akinshiya. Daniel made the catch and brought it back to the 43-yard line.
All right, so anybody who wears gold
I knew you were going to say that.
on his shoe is saying, you know.
There's somebody out there with silver soles out there, too, you know. Yeah, it's gold and silver.
Once they, silver and gold, who knew? But once they spread West Warwick out like that, now they're one-on-one, and just physically, size-wise, it's a tough matchup for the Wizards to play these guys one-on-one, especially given some experience on the Tolman side and lack of on the Wizards.
Cooper, hands up the middle goes Edwards. On the roll, on the run. He's got the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. 57 yards. My.
And he was getting faster as he was running down the field. It's like he never stopped accelerating. He just kept pulling away.
Just blew through the hole on the left side. That would be Contreras and Lacoma. And then once he was into the secondary, Gonzo.
Oh yeah, they no speed there to catch him, and you know. I hate to say we got to get used to some of this, but it'll get better. And I really do, because I see some kids out there for West Warwick that are really working hard. I think it'll get better. See what happens on this point after. Oh, we got a clean snap.
DePena puts it up. It is 2 and through.
And through by a lot. He's got a leg.
3:14 left to play. We're in the first quarter.
Started in Rhode Island with Coventry Lumber, Rhode Island's first and best drive-through lumber yard. You can visit Finetco at Coventry Lumber in Rhode Island, West Haven Lumber and Waterford Building Supply in Connecticut, and Elmhurst Lumber in Massachusetts. With our strategic locations, we cover your needs from the New York border to Cape Cod and the greater Boston area, with a standard of best-in-class products for your design and building projects. Coventry Lumber and the Finetco family of lumber yards. One simple call does it all.
High end over end and taken at the 20-yard line. Thought he might have laid down on his knee, but I digress. Davian Alves
fumble.
Coughed it up again, but the Wizards
lost it.
Have lost the football.
They did not stay in their lanes. They just opened up in the middle of the field, opened up, and you saw 4 white shirts unattached to anything else. And they just came right through that lane and just blew the whole play up.
One of the other things that I'm concerned about, Ray, and I'm sure you're going to be too, is that this defense is going to be out on the field for a long time in the first quarter.
Yep, and they're lucky it's not like remember last summer when we were talking about how hot and how humid it was, and they kind of lucked out this year. And it's not a bad day to play now, but still they're going to be up and down, and just the physicality of this is going to catch up to them eventually.
Cooper set him up again, and timeout was called. So, with 3:07 now left in the first quarter, we'll take a break at Patience Bills. Tigers 20, Wizards nothing. 995.1.
Atlantic City.
Tax free.
Tax free.
Really? Yes. And you can field one stop
last thing you're probably thinking about during the summer is home heating oil, but it's a smart idea to take a minute and check your tank. Prices are historically lower in the summer when demand is lower. So if your tank is down, you can call Aurora Fuel today. You can trust Aurora Fuel to provide affordable, reliable, and dependable oil delivery. And now offering oil burner service all year round. You'll always find low prices, courteous staff, and honest value. You can depend on Aurora Fuel. 615-8662.
Welcome back where the score was 20-0 and is now just become 26-0, courtesy of a 30-yard run by Jeremiah Edwards. So he now has 2. And those 2 touchdown runs amount to 87 yards of total offense for Tolman. Untouched to the right side. This time he used the right guard tackle hole with Ward and Suarez. Here's the point by Depina. It is up. It is no good. Wide to the left.
I think
they've been
Hill.
So, just like that, I feel like this is an NFL game. We're going to
Busy parents know that getting out of the house can be quite the juggling act. That's why Fagan Door makes it easy to keep your garage door and your schedule on track. You can book your annual tune-up or emergency garage door repair online 24/7 at fagandoor.com/book now.
AJ's Restaurant has been a Kent County landmark for decades. It's the go-to spot for great breakfast and lunch. Takeout, too, at 828-4160. AJ's, popular for breakfast, popular for lunch. 1365 Main Street, West Warwick.
Set up by Wizard Ford. And we have 9 minutes, 26 seconds.
We can't change the ruling to third period, right?
Don't know.
Oh, there's the Silva.
Depina with a ground ball.
Silva
it bounces off a Wizard, and it's going to be taken down to the 30-yard line and then swapped under at the 25.
And the coaches were all like, "Don't pick it, just fall on it."
Yeah, exactly. Just jump on it.
Little things you're going to have to learn.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, and you know what, I'm starting to see. Well, we've all seen it. We've been here for 9 minutes. You can tell this, but there's so much more speed on the Tolman team than West Warwick has right now. And sometimes what happens, you get used to playing at a certain speed, at a certain level, and that's what you're playing at. And until you deal with some of this, then you start to say, oh, this is what coach meant. You know, and that's exactly what these guys are going to find out. Now, next week we can see a whole different team because they'll have this experience under their belt.
Miley hands to Chase on first down. The hole on right side opened up and then closed quickly after a 2-yard gain. The stop was made by Jose Baez, and it's time to set the Tolman defense for you for the first time. The nose guard is Joshua Suarez. Aaron Carrion is the tackle on the left side. Devin Ward is the tackle on the right side. The Mike is Michael Chae. The Will is Jose Baez. The Sam is Jeremiah Edwards. Suleiman Faal is man in the corner, and he's going to be tested on a pass by Maeli, which falls incomplete at the 40-yard line. Finishing it up, Elijah Harrop is the weak side safety. The free safety is Leandro DePina, who really doesn't come off the field. He plays wide out. He plays free safety. He kicks. He punts. He's valuable. 3rd down and 8.
And then again, you know, they're trying a little bit to get the ball to Chase, but if you do it too often, you risk 2 things. First, you're going to wear him out. Second of all, against a team like this, you got to worry about the injury situation. You don't want to get this kid hurt because right now he's your best option.
Maeli under the rush got hit as he threw the ball, and the ball lands incomplete at the 40-yard line, intended there for Chase.
I mean, you look at Maeli, you look at the 2 kids who hit him. He's a little bit outweighed in that particular thing. He's going to have to learn to get rid of the ball in a hurry and maybe shorten the pass routes up. We'll get the ball out quicker so he doesn't have to deal with that pass rush as much. And it's either that or you give the ball to Chase and just let him pound up and keep the clock running.
De Silva back at his own 26-yard line to kick. This time Tolman plays it a little bit more closely with dual safeties back at the 40-yard line. Low snap picked up cleanly and then kicked cleanly by De Silva. This is going to take another Wizard bounce. Tolman is going to pick up the ball at the 36-yard line, and the Wizards are right there to swarm under the ball carrier. Logan Silva, a junior, made a very nice play taking down Medeiros, who for some ungodly reason picked up the ball with black uniforms all over him.
Yeah, and about 2 yards before he gets to the sideline. Yeah, absolutely no place to go. Just let it bounce and chance for a bucket.
1:54 left to play in the first. Tolman.
A family of lumberyards started in Rhode Island with Coventry Lumber, Rhode Island's first and best drive-through lumberyard. You can visit Finetco at Coventry Lumber in Rhode Island, West Haven Lumber and Waterford Building Supply in Connecticut, and Elmhurst Lumber in Massachusetts. With our strategic locations, we cover your needs from the New York border to Cape Cod and the greater Boston area, with a standard of best-in-class products for your design and building projects. Coventry Lumber and the Finetco family of lumberyards. One simple call does it all.
It's been either Jeremiah Edwards or Alex Medeiros. Medeiros started it off with a 36-yard run at the 9:48 mark. DePina added the extra point, 7-0 Tolman. Medeiros from Cooper for a 50-yard one-play drive. The kick failed, 13-0. Then Edwards got his two, a 57-yard run, followed by DePina's kick, and a 30-yard run. The kick failed. Now what happened to Reese Pacheco? Just wonder what happened to you. Edwards' yardage at the moment. All right, we'll get to that in a moment or so because it's time for the first down play. Cooper's at quarterback. He hands right up the middle and another big gaping hole for Edwards. He only gets 3 though this time. Chase put him away. Also got some help from Leo Salazar. And it's going to be 2nd down and 8. So they blew the hole open, Ray, but somebody came in and did the job.
Now we can go to Reese. He's there. You got us, Reese?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
You can introduce him. We don't want to, straight out of Jell's kitchen say anything about him.
Very good. Very good. Yes.
Hold on to those sluts for a minute or so, boys. Here we go with 2nd down and 8. Tolman's got the ball at the 40-yard line. Cooper looks and throws. They tried that same slant in to Akinshie, but it fell incomplete. Just kind of led him a little bit. Under a little bit more pressure that time, too. Now it's 3rd and 8. So, Reese, we know that that Edwards ran for 57 and 30, giving him 87 yards on 2 carries. What else has he done?
Well, John, it just looks like the boys just creating space out in public. It's just he's just really just taking apart this Wizards defense altogether. I don't know what the Wizards are going to do. They really need to just figure out how they're going to stop the run game against Tolman.
3rd down, 8 to go. Cooper again says, looks, nice play, he knocked the ball away. Is it a fumble or is it an incompleted pass?
Either way,
the
you
ball
gotta
was
give
knocked
the
away.
Credit for a great pass rush in there. The only thing I'm watching, John, I was just focusing on the wide receivers through that play, so I didn't really see what was going on beyond the line of scrimmage. They are just going by the West Warwick defenders, so you got to back your defense up a little bit because there's no threat there. They're just running by everybody, and that's we've seen it happen. I mean, it's wide open every time they throw a deep pass.
It'll be 4th down and 14 to go.
But it's 2nd quarter coming up.
But the first quarter has come to a merciful end if you're a Wizard
the first
fan.
quarter, the score is.
We've completed the first 12 minutes here at Mesnicki Field. The Tigers lead the Wizards 26-0.
Your #1 buying destination, Central Auto Group.
Service Central Auto Group, CT.com. Exit 28 high 395. If you go anywhere else other than Central Ford, you're paying too much. See for details.
Your number one buying destination, Central Auto Group.
Heading toward Alice, takes a Tolman bounce to the 38-yard line where it was downed by Medeiros. And the Wizards will have a 1st and 10.
The referees are marking that. They're giving the Wizards about 5 yards of that, 7 yards of that kick back. I don't know if somebody from Tolman had touched it maybe somewhere around the 45-yard line. They brought the ball back, so a little better start for the Wizards as opposed to being in deeper into Tolman territory.
1st and 10 for West Warwick at the 45-yard line. Brady Maeli, the freshman quarterback. He'll have Rich Medeiros, no relation to Alex Medeiros, who's been playing well for Tolman. Now they go double wide right with a wing back on the right side, and flags will go down prior to the snap.
Yeah, it looked like for Tolman, 41, Michael, is it Cheeve or Chavy? I'm not sure how he pronounces it. Looks like he was trying to anticipate the snap and go Hey, that's a nice way to get. I take it back.
They called it against West Warwick.
They called it against West Warwick. That kid was in the zone unless he was, I guess, drawn off.
Tolman has already gone to the roster game and has put some subs into the contest. 1st and 15 West Warwick. Miley rolls out, looks to the right, nearly picked off by Suleiman Fayal. Looking for Chase over in the right flat.
Suleiman was going, oh, I should have had it. I should have had it.
He was looking at that.
The old tip drill.
He was looking at that delicious end zone.
Oh, was he ever? Catch the ball first, son.
2nd and 15. West Warwick at the ball on the far hash mark. Miley sends Joan Pereira to the left side. Again, the slot back on the right. And it's a slot reverse, and here goes Jesse Principe. Back toward the far sideline. Little or no gain at the 41.
I mean, it was a good idea that the fake to chase is going to draw the defense, but on the far side, the defense for Tolman was just sitting there waiting, and the reverse ended up being run right to them. There's not much that's going to fool a team that's got the experience that Tolman has right now on the field versus what West Warwick's going to make mistakes because of the lack of experience for the kids.
Defensive ends are going to hold their spots. Outside linebackers are going to hold their spots. Make it very difficult to run things like the slot reverse. Miley sets him up again. This time a dual tandem in the backfield. Ball snapped perfectly.
World
ball
on that one.
Fake,
They had 8 guys
there.
at the line of scrimmage because they knew they weren't going to be taking a chance to try to throw that downfield.
Suarez, the nose guard, made the stop as the ball went up the middle, and it's 4th down. Jim Hart's clock is trying.
Balance messed the clock up already. You know, his first game of the year, not him. He's going, no, I didn't touch the red button, coach.
De Silva gets it up high and wobbly. Takes a Wizard bounce. Tolman is going to let this ride back down to the 35, 36-yard line or so.
Field of Screams, the largest haunted attraction in New England.
Field of Screams.
The best boo for the buck.
Field of Screams.
For 20 years, they've been scaring the life out of innocent souls.
Field of Screams.
Featuring the return of zombie paintball, where you battle the living dead during the zombie apocalypse. Field of Screams also offers 3 additional haunted attractions for one great price.
Field of Screams.
Warwick de Souls, Dungeon of Doom, and the Dead River Haunted Hayride.
Field of Screams.
Field of Screams, Thursday through Sunday, as well as Halloween night.
Field of Screams.
179 Plain Meeting House Road, West Greenwich, or online at hauntedhayride.net.
Edwards gets a couple of yards, making about 6 yards on first down.
You got to get your headset back from Reese.
Isaiah Prince goes wide left side. Cooper hands the ball is fumbled, and the Wizards come up with the football.
There we go. Well, a good break. Now
Small
I can
victories.
talk to myself here.
Ivan De Silva on the recovery for West Warwick.
But I was starting to say, Tolman, I don't think right now is even worried about a game plan. They might even be experimenting. All right, what people can we use here? What plays can we use here? As a way to just expand their offense a little bit, because they're whatever they want to run, it's going to work. Basically, because of the difference in offense versus defensive line, not only in size but experience.
So after the De Silva fumble recovery, the Wizards had their deepest penetration. First and 10 at the Tolman 25-yard line. Wing back right. Maeli drops back, looks to throw. Incomplete. Split two receivers.
Yeah, he had the deep man for West Warwick. He had Principe. He was open, just underthrew him. And that's one of the first. You know what? They've been able to do some things. You can see that it's there. It's just getting now down the finer points of it. You know, that one's underthrown. You've seen Chase that have a couple of pretty good runs, but then Tolman said, all right, we're going to shut him down. But yet the execution isn't bad. It's just got to be tightened up a little bit.
Wing back in motion, heading our way. That was Chase. Maeli rolls right side. Throws it to Chase, who gets to the 20, to the 18, to the 17-yard line.
Yeah, the motion there made Chase behind the other two receivers. It really became trips right, if you will, with Chase slipping out behind the other two guys. And what happened was Tolman had the two primary receivers in that side covered, the wide out and in the slot. But then when Chase came in motion, nobody from the defense moved to pick him up. So now it's 3-on-2. You've got to complete that pass.
DeAndre Chase, another of the freshman, and right now is the featured player for West Warwick High School. Principe in motion. Maeli looks there, throws it, is complete. Principe tries to put a fake on one defender, but didn't see the other three white shirts coming right at him. He is close to a first down. It may be 4th and 1.
Oh, I mean, everybody up in the stands, probably on the Tolman sideline, is going, okay, they're going to give the ball to 36. Maybe running behind 76 who's coming onto the field, Leonard Guzman. Did he play last year, John? Guzman? No, he's a freshman, another freshman. So you've got a lot of guys out there and they're taking a timeout. Talk about this one.
I'm wondering why the Wizards are all coming to the bench. I don't know if it was a timeout called or what, but
I guess not. I thought it was the way they were all acting.
Referee Kevin Negden is saying, run the clock, Mike Fallon and Jim Hart, and they are. Clock rolling with 3:55 left to play here in the first half. 4th and 1. Chase had no hole, sidestepped it, and will be very close at the 15-yard line.
Ooh, a counter might have been a nice play because they were all keying on Chase there, and a counter would have been really a nice move to make. Let everybody go to Chase and then give it going off the backside.
Edwards was the last man to unpile, and he was hurt. He was holding his upper leg. But he seems to be okay now, and Tolman held. So it's 1st and 10 for the Tigers as the Wizards go out on downs. 3:29 left to play.
The one thing, I mean, from the positive side for West Warwick, we've been able to slow down this Tolman offense a little bit compared to what happened first quarter, where they just did whatever they wanted to do. And I think the kids are starting to say, okay, we got to play this different.
Jordan Cooper accepts the shotgun snap. Hands off. They go off right tackle. And carrying 3 Wizards for a first down.
Not only that, I don't think Tolman has put the ball in the air this quarter. They've been content to run the ball. Maybe a couple passes here or there, but that's helped us move the clock a little bit.
I think that was Edwards on the carry.
Got a first down out of it.
1st and 10, the ball out to the 29-yard line.
You know how funny it seems to see you say Edwards and you and I are sitting
Yeah.
up here.
This is Jeremiah, not Willie.
No. Willie's busy.
Cooper on the snap. Cooper looks to throw, threw it incomplete. Nearly threw it to the Wizards' Jawan Pereira. Nearly.
Yeah, John and I, Bootsy, were talking this morning after you left that 26 years ago we had the Willie Edwards post-game show.
Every game, right?
Yep.
After every home game.
And he was good.
And he was good at it. He was good at it. And now where is he? He's an assistant coach at Brown University.
And where are we?
We're still here.
Still at Masnicki Field.
Getting the big bucks. From
Well, he's more than welcome to come to Thanksgiving Day game.
We're working on a couple of things. I will see him next week, and we'll practice and chat a little bit, see what we can do. But yeah, it's you get a kid like Mike. Are you on or off here?
No, we're on. I'm
Okay.
just asking if he wants to take a break.
No, he'll let me talk. He's tired of talking. But I mean, I got another guy next to me here, Mike Fallon, who did a great job with West Warwick. There've been a lot of people that have come through the West Warwick program that, have really, made their mark later on as professionals, as adults. Mike's a detective now at the Providence Police Department. Please. You're a lieutenant. I still outrank you because mine says colonel after.
Michael ended up going to Holy Cross.
Holy
correct?
Cross Warriors, an outstanding linebacker, and actually helped me out a couple of years at Exeter West Greenwich, working with the linebackers. Did a great job.
All right, back we go for 2nd down and 10. Cooper, hands, Edwards, yards. 40-yard line.
Look out.
50, 45, and then taken down at the 40-yard line over on the far side of the field.
You know what? He's not fancy. He just keeps going. He's not trying to put all sorts of jukes on people and dodge people. No, he's going to run you over, and he's got some pretty good size up there, upper body-wise. You can tell in his legs. I mean, he's a solid kid. He's not going to worry about whether or not somebody's coming up to tackle him. He's going to run him over.
Had touchdown runs of 50 and 37 yards. And now with the clock showing 1:54 to play in the half.
Tolman took a timeout.
But we are in the picture, delivering commercial banking that empowers new construction and paves the way for new communities across Rhode Island. Signature commercial banking from Bank RI. We don't make things, we make things happen.
Cooper under the shotgun on 1st and 10, drops back, looks to throw. He's got a man taking him to him. It's incomplete.
What did I say? They hadn't been throwing the ball?
Hadn't thrown the ball
all second quarter, I don't think. No, they want to put one more up, I guess, before halftime.
It'll be 2nd down and 10.
And if that ball had been on target, as opposed to being overthrown a little bit, that was going to be a score because he had a good 5 yards on the closest defender. He just ran a fly route.
Not really an Arctic Hill wind.
No.
The flag is limp. It's just kind of a wisp of a wind.
We've played on some windy days up here, and we've broadcast on some windy days up here.
Remember a day when Matt LaBelle got a punt off and it actually went backwards.
Yep.
Cooper on 2nd down and 10. Low snap, fielded cleanly. gives it off to Edwards, and Edwards is going to be taken down by a host of gang tackling wizards, including Nick Caron and Leo Salazar and De Silva. All there to make the play. It's 3rd down and 2.
Although I think the coldest you and I have ever been up here was the 93 Thanksgiving Day game.
Brutal.
We had about 7 layers of clothing on, and it was still
I
cold.
had about 4 bowls of Westphalian soup in a thermos. That was absolutely brutal.
The soup or the game? Put that soup on the counter, it would have frozen in about 5 minutes.
Well, it's halftime.
Halftime.
Jim Hart's clock shows 37.3 seconds, but they're going to let that fly. We are at halftime. We've reached the midway point of our maiden voyage of 15 here on Island. It's been all Tolman. The boys from the Kentucky West.
Warwick Mall has all the conveniences for shopping with more than 80 retailers, community events, a 12-screen movie theater, carousel food court, and fine restaurants. Warwick Mall has free parking and is conveniently located, offering convenience for your hectic schedule. You can shop at Warwick Mall, Rhode Island's favorite family mall.
Warwick Mall! Welcome to Finetco, a family of lumber yards started in Rhode Island with Coventry Lumber, Rhode Island's first and best drive-through lumber yard. You can visit Finetco at Coventry Lumber in Rhode Island, West Haven Lumber and Waterford Building Supply in Connecticut, and Elmhurst Lumber in Massachusetts. With our strategic locations, we cover your needs from the New York border to Cape Cod and the greater Boston area, with a standard of best-in-class products for your design and building projects. Coventry Lumber and the Finetco family of lumber yards. One simple call does it all.
Busy parents know that getting out of the house can be quite the juggling act. That's why Fagan Door makes it easy to keep your garage door and your schedule on track. You can book your annual tune-up or emergency garage door repair online 24/7 at fagandoor.com/book now.
Sportsman Old Tolman, as the Tigers have taken advantage of a couple of fumble recoveries and have scored 4 times, just 2 minutes and 12 seconds into the game. Medeiros on a 36-yard run. Leandro DePina added the extra point. It was 7-0. 2 minutes later, Medeiros' second touchdown. Alex scoring on a 50-yard pass from Cooper, a one-play drive covering half the field. The kick failed. It was 13-0 at that time. Then it became the Jeremiah Edwards show as the slick running back just powered his way off left tackle and scored on a 57-yard run. DePina added the kick, 20-0 Tolman. Moments later, Edwards from 30 yards out after a fumble by Alves. The kick failed, 26-0 the score. We'll get Reese in here at some point to figure out how Edwards is doing. He's probably at about 130 yards or so. We'll let him figure it out. But now we want to turn it over to Johnny Boots for a while because he and Eric White are going to, if we get Eric over here.
Is he ready?
Mr. Advisor. The golden tones of the West Warwick Public Address System. The inimitable Eric White is here. Earlier on, Coach, I had mentioned the fact that we were providing pictures for our listening audience on I-95.1. We are providing pictures for anybody who wants to watch it. Tell us a little bit about Wizards TV.
Well, it's a new thing. It's part of our media broadcasting and journalism pathway, and it gives our students a chance to do hands-on things with broadcasts. We've all wanted for a while to broadcast these home games live. We saw it as a perfect opportunity to team up with you guys, to bring you the pictures, to find out also how to get a wireless camera down in the field, and that was quite a challenge. But we've had great support from Phil Solomon, our former principal, Jess Hassel, our current principal, and Mrs. Tarasevich, our superintendent, in giving us the financial means to do this. You know.
I am so envious that this was not in existence in 1973.
I said that in
when
1989
I
I
was
wanted to do this.
That was my second thing. John in 89.
It's amazing.
It's off the ground, and you have a bevy of talent here.
Absolutely,
all
we
around
have
us.
young talent. They're great. They keep me going and they keep me on my toes. And you know they're not getting paid for this. So
who's the crew?
Neither are we.
The crew.
Who's the crew besides
crew.
Brian Lynch? This kid's awesome.
He does everything.
This kid's awesome.
He does everything.
He's calling the shots on two-way radios. He's calling the shots. He's picking up the cameras. Now, who else do you have besides Brian with you?
We've got Josh Malo behind this camera, and he's down on the sidelines with me. And we've got Riley Maynard on the stands cam, also with Colden Marceau, who's with him, and Ron. I forgot Ron's last name, and he's in my broadcasting class.
It's only second week of class.
It's only the second week of class. That's right. I'm lucky I remember my name. So, and that's who we have here today, and it's great.
Now, you started doing this last year. I know you were doing the morning show. We watched the morning show on the
Yes.
Wizards TV. I met Brian a couple of years ago. We met Brian a couple of years ago. He was doing a hockey game at Brown University.
Yes.
We had a playoff game, and then that was kind of like the infancy
That
of
was the infancy of it,
and you kind of built on it. But then last year, it was kind of surprising. I don't know if John knew this, but all of a sudden I get a text message right before Macy graduated that we're going to be able to watch graduation live on YouTube TV. So I actually sat in the audience at the Vets with my phone watching graduation while it was happening in front of me. Now, how'd that take place? I mean, that must have been...
that was great. The people at the Veterans Auditorium really helped us out. We just patched into their audio, and we didn't have the wireless camera, so now we can go and get a lot more shots at this year's graduation. So it was great. It was about half a day's worth of work, that I had to take out of school. That they let me out of school to go set this up, and that was a great thing. And we have almost 2,000 views on that right now. That was our most watched event, and I think it's going to grow from there.
Eventually, what will you do besides sports? Are the future plans for doing more other activities?
Yes, we want to do. We're starting up with the flex advisory periods in school now, where we can do clubs in school during one advisory period a week. We're going to put on another TV show besides the morning show. And we're also going to get into doing some podcasting, which I'm doing with my media broadcasting class right now. I want to get more kids up talking about the issues that affect them. And of course, we're going to do sports. So we're going to do more video, more TV shows on this channel, as well as podcasting.
Are you going to do basketball? Are we going to be seeing you at
You
basketball
are going to
games?
see us at basketball, yes, yes. And
It'll
after
be
that,
warmer.
the court is a lot smaller, so the wireless camera is going to be able to go even better in there.
Wow.
So it's really great. And we thank you for the opportunity to partner with you guys. I think this is great.
What's the best part of it for you?
Seeing it come together. Because this idea, along with several others, pops into my head. But the difference between the idea and making it happen is a lot of work, is students that are there. Because if they're not here, I can't do this by myself, and I wouldn't do a very good job by myself either.
It's funny because it's a year-round job for you, because I remember throughout the summer I'm getting text messages from Eric White going, hey, what about this? Do you think we can do this? What about, and then whenever you said you were going to actually do football games, and can we grab your audio from I-95.1?
Yes.
Absolutely, whatever you want.
Yeah.
You get whatever you want from us. I mean, that's great.
It's awesome. It's awesome, and this is in its infancy. This is a historic thing. This is our first broadcast, and hopefully, well, I know it's the first of many, but we're going to just expand from here. And
I'm excited.
It's great. I'm excited.
If any of our West Warwick audience wants to access any of your events, anything that you're doing, how do they do it?
Yeah, they go to our YouTube channel, and hopefully they subscribe, because we need more subscribers. If we get over 1,000, we can do some things with donations and advertising revenue that we can't do now. We're at about 700. WWHS Wizards is the name of the YouTube channel, and that's our morning show.
If you go to the I-95.1 Facebook page, I've already posted today's game. So you can watch it live now if they're listening to us, or once the game is over, and it gets recorded into YouTube, you can
Yep.
go back as many times as you want. So
You can go
there's
back.
a link there, and that's where we're going to get our audio from now. So if we're doing a West Warwick home game and Wizards TV is there, that's going to be the link on the I-95.1 Facebook page and our podcast page as well. So
There you go.
And I guess the end result, Eric, is the fact that you've got kids like Brian and the rest of them who will end up applying to schools like Emerson and Northeastern and God knows Columbia and Brown. And
Yeah.
and how gratifying is it going to be for you 10 years down the road when you're sitting in your office over there at the high school and now you've got your former students coming in with their baccalaureates in journalism or in broadcasting and media
That's
relations
great.
stuff.
And, you know, that's fantastic. And, you know, there's a space in my mailbox for the royalty check already. If anybody hits
Or
it
a
big.
job?
Or a job, yes. Or a job. Or even just passes to a big movie premiere. I'm flexible. But that's gratifying. But also to the students who aren't going in to journalism, it also gives the opportunity for them to work on skills that are going to benefit them in any career. You know, the communication skills. So, you know, somebody may go into marketing or some other form of communications. And so it's focused on journalism, but it's bigger than that, too. You
At
know.
Johnson & Wales, we used to call it experiential education.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's a lot more jobs behind the scenes than there are behind this microphone.
Absolutely.
And you got to find your niche in the business.
Yep.
I mean, that's what I've always found.
Absolutely.
You know?
I mean, there's a lot of kids who want to be the next big broadcaster or athlete, but there are so many jobs behind the scenes,
Oh,
whether you're
absolutely.
talking theater, drama, sports, TV, radio. Like there's just so much of a world out there for them. So
We had the drama club. Now we got the Wizards TV.
There we go.
Technology abound in
Yeah.
West Warwick High School.
yeah, and sometimes when the equipment doesn't work very well, we have drama. You know, so.
And we do too.
But everybody, you know,
There's plenty of
exactly,
drama at
exactly.
I-95.1.
Absolutely. So there's plenty to go around. But you know, thank you very much, guys.
Teams are heading back on the field, Eric. Thanks so much. Good luck with this. Keep us posted.
Thank you so much.
Anything we can do, you know you've got our help.
No problem. Thanks.
Eric White here at halftime on a special edition of the Bank RI Halftime Report. Stay tuned. We'll bring in Reese with a couple of numbers when we return in just a moment.
Things happening in Rhode Island business, but you may not see us. We're Bank Rhode Island. We don't draw the plans for new buildings or pave new roads, but we are in the picture, delivering commercial banking that empowers new construction and paves the way for new communities across Rhode Island. Signature commercial banking from Bank RI. We don't make things, we make things happen.
Back at Maznicki Field, Reese Pacheco, what do you got numerically?
Go ahead.
On the ground, they're really just wrecking the Wizards' defense. We got rushing, we got 163 yards on the ground. Passing and through the air, they're killing them too just as well with just a quick 60 yards. On the Wizards side of the ball, got them only 50 yards on the ground, passing 35 yards through the air.
So 220 to 85, thereabouts.
Just about. That's quick math. I like that. That was very quick
That's what
math.
happens when you get old.
Oh.
If you think I'm good, you should see Jim Hart. He's a lot older than me.
Boy.
And his clock works with every tick of the clock. So, we are going to begin the third quarter. West Warwick opted to defer the opening flip and will now be receiving DePena's second half kickoff. Principe is back there to receive, and the Wizards get the ball to Medeiros. Nice shift, good move, and Medeiros is taken down. Tolman's got the football, but a good run back by Rich Medeiros, spoiled by the fumble. Tolman gets it 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line.
He had made a nice cut too, and now he's down. They're getting checked on him. I don't know if somebody landed on his leg, but that he had a nice return going there, and a nice little quick move that helped a lot to free him up. And then the last thing you really want to see is at this point in time is somebody run like that, have a good kickoff return, and then he's still on the ground and everybody's starting to gather around him. That's not what we want.
This West Warwick team is not thin on talent, but thin on numbers. And every time you
Do
see...
you want to do that the other way? Or like, they're not... I mean, they got 50 kids on the roster, so that's not the problem, but...
There's also a Tolman player down at about the 33-yard line.
Well, he's getting up.
That's the Pena.
He's limping off a little bit, too.
So the Tigers all-purpose player.
I mean, West Warwick's got the numbers. They got 50 kids. The problem is experience. I mean, you got 20 freshmen who have never played at this level. What was it, 13 sophomores?
13 sophomores, 20 freshmen.
So you're talking, 33 kids out of 50. My math is right. It's like 66% of the team is, either first or second year players, and this does not look good because he's not putting that foot on the ground whatsoever. Left ankle, and a couple of his teammates are helping him to the bench. I'm assuming we get. Yeah, I see it. That's got to be a trainer walking around with that big orange bag. It's
a nurse.
Nurse. That's even better. So let's hope. Let's hope it's nothing more than a sprain, but even that can take him out a week or two. So hopefully it's just a twist, put some ice on it, and off we go. So not the way you wanted to start the second half, but let's see what happens, John.
Big Henry Adamowika brings them out on first and
again.
10. Cooper at quarterback. He's gone the route. He's got one to his left, one to his right. It's Edwards who gets the ball, goes straight up the middle. He's got running room. Edwards to the 40, to the 37, to the 35-yard line.
Nice, roughly 18-yard gain, and he gets through that hole so fast. He's into the secondary before, almost like the linebackers can even react. And he's the second guy through, so they're putting a blocker in front of him. So now you got to kind of say, where is he? Get past that blocker, and by then, with the speed he's already got 10 yards on it.
First and 10 for the Tigers. It is Cooper at quarterback. Edwardson is the running back. Had some help that time from Medeiros, who set up as a running back. Now he's got Lawrence Benton Jr. in there, and the handoff goes to the left halfback. And rumbling upfield once again is Edwards. He gets it down to the 20-yard line.
Two handoffs and 2 first downs.
And another Wizard is hurt. And the officials will call a timeout to attend to another West Warwick injury.
And a little tough for me to read the number. There's nothing on the sleeve yet, so can't really tell you who it is.
Yeah, not yet. Looks like it ends in a 7.
27. No,
Okay.
It says 27 on his jersey.
Okay. Therefore, there's no 27 on the roster.
Exactly.
All right, here we go again. Didn't take us long to break into mid-season form for the three of us.
One of the drawbacks of doing high school sports is just this: you never get the changes when they occur. The rosters go on the Interscholastic League site, and the next thing you know, they're changing uniform numbers and something doesn't fit right, or you've added somebody.
Somebody moved from a lineman to a running back, got to change his jersey. It is all sorts of.
I'm looking. Cordy Boyvale wears 37. He's on the bench. Jonathan Griffin wears 47. He's over on the bench. Taylor Costa wears 57. He's on the bench.
17? Nope, no 17. So it probably is a 27, and it's not on the roster.
Well, if you look at Wizards TV, it does show you 27.
Oh, so you cheated on us. Okay.
John's clipboard's in front of our monitor.
I'm looking for a 77 who would be Devin Bollier. And whether or not.
I can't tell from the guys in the huddle. That's
Jim
the problem,
says 27, so it is an unidentified player.
Player to be named later. But like I said it earlier because I don't think I've seen Rich Medeiros come back since he did a number on his ankle there in the first half, and now we've got another Wizard down, and yeah, Medeiros is on the bench, so it is 27. We'll just have to find out who. Jacob what? All right, it's Jacob, and we'll still Jake Trahan. Jake Trahan, John. We got the finally.
Okay.
Yeah, left back, full back. Yeah.
good thing about it is he's walking off under his own power. And he seems to be okay. Might have just been winded.
What's scary, though, is Tolman's back to what they did to open the game up. I mean, they're just moving the ball at will. Not much the Wizards' defense has done to stop him.
Cooper hands off again,
that,
big, clean hole. And down to the 4-yard line goes Edwards.
So, again, a 16-yard gain for Edwards. He's just going where he wants to go, and he's doing it on a straight line. It's not like he's trying to zig and zag his way down there. He just gets shot out of that backfield, and Wizards can't do much to stop him. There's nobody in the hole, and that's the credit to Tolman's offensive line. And the size of it, that's just, you look at 75 and 74, I think, next to each other. Those two
It's
guys
Contreras and Lacoma. They're on the left side.
They are big.
Cooper, play action, throws to the end zone, incomplete.
They got Wes Warwick had a little gift on that, too, because it looked like from a defensive spot, Johan Pereira might have been there early. Could have been pass interference. I think the referees just said, not with the score. Let it go.
2.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. 26-0, Tolman. Tigers have Adewamika at center. Contreras and Lacoma, as I mentioned, on the left side. On the right side, it's Suarez and Devin Ward. Prince is a wideout.
And then you look at Prince. Look at the size of Prince. 80. I mean, he's tall. He got him up and he's matched up out there against T.J. Johnson. He must have a foot on him.
Back they go to Edwards. Touchdown, Tolman.
That was too easy. That was Edwards left, and Edwards left. Touchdown. Right behind the left side of that line. The other thing too, John, I think we can point out is that not every team is going to show up with the size that Tolman has.
No.
I mean,
this team is primed to make a run.
Oh, absolutely. That was going to be next. That was going to be the next words out of my mouth. As a matter of fact, if I remember the Providence Journal preview right, they were one of the teams that they were pointing to as saying, "Hey, they got some experience, they got some size, they could make some noise this year." And making noise today, that's for sure.
It's going to be Arthur Koala on the extra point attempt, but first of all, a timeout was taken. So hold off on your point attempt. It's significant because Pena is over there on the bench.
21, yeah.
One of two players over on the Tolman bench. He would be doing the kicking, the place kicking, the punting, etc. But they now have 61 Arthur Koala Jr. who will tee it up.
Is the playoff system the same as it was last year, time-wise and everything? Do you know?
Yeah, I believe so. Out of the hold of Cooper, Koala awaits, puts his foot into the ball, lofts it up. This one is good.
A straight-on kicker, too. I haven't seen that.
Williamson Law is a trusted name in Rhode Island for all your legal needs, from criminal to civil cases and all types of legal matters. Tim Williamson can defend you like he defended Hoop during his days on the court. Williamson Law's history of successful litigation speaks volumes, a reputation of excellence that's truly deserved. Williamson Law, Quaker Lane, Warwick, 739-8500. Williamson Law.
Welcome to Finetco, a family of lumber yards started in Rhode Island with Coventry Lumber, Rhode Island's first and best drive-through lumber yard. You can visit Finetco at Coventry Lumber in Rhode Island, West Haven Lumber and Waterford Building Supply in Connecticut, and Elmhurst Lumber in Massachusetts. With our strategic locations, we cover your needs from the New York border to Cape Cod and the greater Boston area, with a standard of best-in-class products for your design and building projects. Coventry Lumber and the Finetco family of lumber yards. One simple call does it all.
When Wayne Miller quarterbacked for the West Warwick Wizards, his receivers and running backs relied on him to deliver quality passes, and he did. Now Kent County relies on Wayne and his staff at Miller Electric to provide quality electrical repair and service, whether it's large or small, residential or commercial. From minor installations to complete rewiring, you can count on Miller Electric to get the job done right. Emergency repairs too. Miller Electric, 828-0087. That's 828-0087.
Lead.
Going back to the playoffs, John, I can see where why they're saying Tolman has the ability to go somewhere with just based on their size and their experience, but they have some talent. They throw the ball well, they run the ball well, they got a very strong offensive line, and they got all the pieces going. They could definitely make some noise in Division II this year.
Koala now will kick off to a pair of deep safeties. Looks like DeAndre Chase and Sean Schultz. Principe is up around midfield now. He was the deep back earlier. Schultz is furthest from us, standing at his 27-yard line. This one is going to go the opposite way, though, and it's taken at the 23-yard line. And then finally, Mizo Miranda makes a play.
So do we want to make a quick shout out or a pitch for what we're going to be doing tomorrow at noontime?
Yep.
Am I right? At Coventry?
John George's East Greenwich Avengers, led by quarterback Conrad Swanson, and one of the Lattardi brothers. Two have graduated, one has not.
They were written up as being one of the threats, especially their quarterback in that division. So that's going to be an interesting game. And I want to see how much Coventry's improved from last year.
1st and 10.
Look
Maeli
out.
handed it off and then immediately struck down as soon as he got the ball was Principe.
He's popping up yelling at the ref, hey, somebody look it. It's not your fault that you ran into his numbers because the kid who just hit you was like 6'5".
We get to see Will Turner, who's put on 4 inches and about 30 pounds, according to Stanley Dunbar.
Ooh.
And Mr. Nick Carpinello is now at 235 pounds, playing both defensive end and fullback.
At 235, he better be a fullback. He was impressive last year. I thought he was a better defensive lineman, and I think that's where his money's going to be made eventually, but he is still a threat at that size coming out of fullback spot.
Maeli, play action, looks into the flat on the left side, throws it complete to Principe. He's to midfield to the 45, Principe to the 40, and then knocked out of bounds at about the 33-yard line.
And we give the Wizard watchers something to cheer about. That was a well-designed play with the fake fake handoff going to the right. Principe does a little roll to his left. We saw that play a lot last year where they rolled left to throw their passes. Because you got the defense flowing right because of the play action pass. So that was a nice play. And they kind of got caught the defense sleeping back there a little bit. And that's kind of easy to do too when you're ahead 33-0. You tend to relax back there. You're a kid. I don't care. That's what they're going to do. Oh, we got this one wrapped up. Then all of a sudden you get burnt.
Schultz is out. Lane David is in at wingback for West Warwick. On 1st and 10, the Wizards have the ball in Tolman territory. Chase goes in motion.
And so does the
then
rest of the line.
went in motion. And somebody else went in motion. The Wizards are going to lose 5
We'll
right
drop
there.
5 out of this one. But that last play, John, like I said, when Tolman reviews that film, the coach is going to go, game's not over. Why did you let this guy go? Game's not over. You weren't paying attention. Game's not over. And they got to have something to hop on these guys with, and that's what they're going to go for.
Well, the penalty apparently was on the Tigers. Somebody was lined up in the neutral zone or something. Or
Yeah,
made
the way they
Wizards
jumped,
jump.
I thought for sure it was.
In motion goes Chase. Maeli looks. Maeli sets and throws. It is nearly picked off. Looking for Principe along the right side.
Looking for Principe, but that looked like he was throwing to Ezra Prince because it was right in his hands. He just kind of fell up short on that one, but he's got a good arm, but I think he's trying to throw everything hard, and sometimes it's better to get it up a little bit and let the runner get to it. It's like he's trying to throw it exactly to where the guy's standing, and only if it's a bullet is it going to get there.
Ball on the far hash at the 37-yard line. Second down, 5 yards to go for West Warwick. Brady Maeli throws again, looks into the flat. It is incomplete.
Should be incomplete.
Principe again, the intended receiver, and right there was Ezra Price again. Third down.
Wait a minute. They gave him credit for that, yet the ball came out. Did they call him down first, I guess?
I suppose.
I don't know. I can't see the replay. John's clipboard's in the way.
No replay yet, right, Brian? Not coming yet?
So it's 3rd and 2.5. Suddenly.
Well, they're moving the football. That's got to give them some confidence. I don't know what that was.
And to Chase.
I have
He is taken
no
down by
idea.
2.
That either
Might have been a busted play.
I was just going to say, I had no idea how he was trying to fake that one. And finally, Chase is bigger than I am. I'll let him carry it.
Well, that play before, Brady, I think he's got the smarts. He's just small. I think he doesn't have the strength yet. He can't make the passes just yet. Give him some years.
Oh, yeah, that's
bulk
what I'm
up
saying.
a little
Absolutely.
Bit. He's got the smarts. I think he has it in his head what he wants to do.
And I also think in terms of his passes, he's just trying to arm strength him at a line drive. Lead him.
Exactly.
Keep your guy running. You've got enough arm strength to put it in the air and get the ball there as opposed to trying to just
short passes. That's how they're
that's
get
the other
down
side.
field.
Yeah,
Short
look out.
4th and 6.
Oh.
Maeli knocked down.
Oh.
Is it going to be a fumble or it's an incomplete pass?
It's an incomplete pass. And meanwhile, Glenn Sharp thought he had a touchdown, 55 for Tolman, because the ball got knocked up in the air and he had it in his hands. Right now he's shaking his head. Oh, no, I'm a lineman. I could have had a touchdown. Mark could have seen me. Then he dropped it.
So Tolman will take over on downs, 1st and 10. With a minute 48 left to play here.
That was scary, though. That could have gone the other way. Sharp, that's the thing. Sharp saw the end zone all by himself and forgot the ball. All right.
A lot of new uniforms in there now for the Tigers.
And they got radically smaller.
Matt Lacombe,
physically, size-wise, coach is emptying the bench, and I'm glad to see that. A minute and a half to go in the third quarter. You're up 33-0. I mean, you've made your point. Give your kids some playing time. That these are the kids who get beat up during practice. They run the scout team. They run the scout defense, and you look at their size versus the starting 11. Big difference. Now what do we got?
The Wizards have called a timeout.
So here we go.
107 to play in the
Probably thinking about during the summer is home heating oil, but it's a smart idea to take a minute and check your tank. Prices are historically lower in the summer when demand is lower. So if your tank is down, you can call Aurora Fuel today. You can trust Aurora Fuel to provide affordable, reliable, and dependable oil delivery. And now offering oil burner service all year round. You'll always find low prices, courteous staff, and honest value. You can depend on Aurora Fuel, 615-8662.
Jeremiah Edwards is over as well, about 150 yards rushing.
Keeper.
And a blind side run to the right side by the new quarterback Valentine picks up about 5.
I don't know if that was just it carried through as an option, except the running back was going the other way. I almost like, all right, I'll put it there and then take off with it. He got himself 5-6 yards off it. And that is the end of the quarter, ladies and gentlemen.
So it'll be 2nd and 5 when we come back.
No, maybe Yeah.
We have 12 more minutes left.
Bill's Place has been a staple in the Phoenix section of West Warwick. Generations have enjoyed great tasting pizza and sandwiches at Bill's, but there's a lot more to love now. Along with that signature pizza and their hot oven grinders, Bill's Place offers juicy Angus burgers, great daily specials, prime rib, whole belly clams, and much, much more, all in a casual and friendly family atmosphere. Bill's has always been and continues to be a great place for lunch or to bring the kids for dinner, or with friends in the lounge and enjoy the game on one of their 8 flat-screen TVs. Everyone loves Bill's Place, 707 Main Street in the Phoenix section of West Warwick.
Welcome to Finetco, a family of lumber yards started in Rhode Island with Coventry Lumber, Rhode Island's first and best drive-through lumber yard. You can visit Finetco at Coventry Lumber in Rhode Island, West Haven Lumber and Waterford Building Supply in Connecticut, and Elmhurst Lumber in Massachusetts. With our strategic locations, we cover your needs from the New York border to Cape Cod and the greater Boston area, with a standard of best-in-class products for your design and building projects. Coventry Lumber and the Finetco family of lumber yards. One simple call does it all.
Took a kind hop right into his gut. He managed to get a yard or so out of it. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, he just kind of laid it out there. When you do that, as the running back's coming by, he just knocks it out of your hand. You can't just leave it there. You got to put it and pull it back. That's how you avoid that potential fumble. Well, it was a fumble. They were lucky to get it back, but you just can't leave your hands laying out there and let the guy go by, because he's gonna take the ball with him. Just physically, there's no other way thing that can happen.
Valentine went over to Jason DeLawrence, the head coach of the Tigers, and got a couple of words in, but that's about it. Now wide to the right side are Twins.
Yeah, three guys on the left side.
Valentine goes the other way and throws a completion out to midfield to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, they had it kind of disguised well, but they really had 3 receivers there, and what made it look different is they only had a single back. So they took the other 2 backs, put the end up, put the 2 receivers behind them. You still got trips, but who's who, and that gives you the option, too, of moving somebody around if you want to put one of those guys in motion.
Brad Nunez on the reception brings it to the 47-yard line.
This guy's offside over here. Thank you. Very good. Come on, Fallon, make that call, will you?
1st and 10, Tigers. Valentine fakes the handoff. Faked me from the handoff. Actually gave it into the rib of Brad Nunez.
Another number we got to look up is there's a 75 out there for West Warwick, but no number. No name on the roster. 76. We talked about Leonardo Guzman, good sized guy. Put 75 next to him, and you get some beef up on that defensive line.
2nd and 9 for Tolman. Tigers protecting a 33-0 lead. Fumble on the handoff.
Whoops.
Couple of Wizards in there, and
I
think they get the football, but I don't think they do.
I don't think they do. I think Brad Nunez was the last one pile with it, but
if it wasn't Valentin, it was Brad Nunez. But they lose 6 yards on the play, and it's now 3rd and 15.
And again, and I'm not trying to disparage West Warwick at all. Just some of the size that they're playing up against, their linebackers that they have out there right now. They just, they're going to get overrun because of the size of the line that Tolman has. Even Tolman's replacement linemen are big guys. Not as big as their starters, but they're still big guys.
Avery Bliss has come in to play a cornerback for the Wizards. Valentine, meanwhile, sets. There's that slant pass incomplete. The intended receiver was Brody Moats. But right there on the play was Bliss. It's 4th down.
Yeah, specifically, I'm looking right now at for West Warwick with Vassar, who's playing linebacker, and it's coming off now, I think, with the change. But he's got a tackle coming at him. That's twice his size, almost. You know, but he's in there and he's sticking his nose in there. So you've got to give those kids credit for that. They're not backing down, and that's a credit to the coaching staff, I think, to say to these guys, look, we know what's going to happen, but you know, don't be afraid. Get in there and do it. And these kids are doing that. And I think what they learn in youth football, I mean, they do have a winning mentality. It's just they're going to have to grow into this game.
You can see things happening in Rhode Island business, but you may not see us. We're Bank Rhode Island. We don't draw the plans for new buildings or pave new roads, but we are in the picture, delivering commercial banking that empowers new construction and paves the way for new communities across Rhode Island. Signature commercial banking from Bank RI. We don't make things, we make things happen.
Not the people who are going to kick. It is, however, Koala just got it off, takes a bounce or two. Alves will let it roll. It'll finally
Was that
be down
Edwards that
by
came charging
Carrion.
in there, I think? Yeah, I think it is. I think it was Edwards that got in there. Yeah, all right, 36. What I'm going to say, Edwards, not Edwards.
I
What
was
the heck's
going to
wrong
say-
with me? Chase. Duh.
Ray's having flashbacks.
Something.
So the Wizards have it 1st and 10, trying to get on the board with 7 1/4 left.
By the way, before I forget, because I was listening to them about the game charity, and I think that's the greatest idea I've seen around here in a long time, to designate a charity and to you know, make a collection year. And kind of Cancer Society's on my side after beating it twice, so kudos to the Wizards and the administration, whoever came up with that idea. I think it's a great idea for home games.
The Wizards have put Keaton Nunes into the ball game. And if they were small then, they're really small now. Handoff off right tackle.
Got 5 or 6 out of it, so the
maybe
offensive line gets
yards.
yards.
Yeah. It looked like it was Diego Ramirez. It's a 56 in the backfield. The new quarterback is Caleb Piken.
You know what the thing is? He could easily get lost behind that offensive line and take off, because the defenders are going to have trouble trying to find him.
And again, they'll go right up the middle. But this time there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Tolman jerseys there to meet him.
I don't think he got 2 steps and he was greeted.
Harrop was on the play. Glenn Sharp was on the play. Lacombe was
But
on
look
the
at,
play.
I think when we look at some of the guys that are out there for Tolman, I mean, Harrop's a junior. There's a lot of juniors out there. They don't have a lot of freshmen and sophomores on those
No,
rosters.
they don't.
They got their share, but nothing compared to what West Warwick is trying to match up with. So the future, I think, is very bright, because you got some kids here that you can see there's some talent. They got to hit the weight room. They got to work at it, and they'll have a chance. Look again.
And run left side. Baez is there for Tolman to make the play.
Yep, and at 38 for Jacob Cefaletto, who I think's father I had in school. He just got his introduction to varsity football.
Yeah, he was wrapped up and thrown on down. Tomorrow, 12 noon start time at Wally Clark Field. The Okers, the Avengers. Another Patuxent Valley rivalry right here on I-95.1. Should be a good one.
That's going to be a good one, I think. I think people in Coventry, after watching those kids last year, I think you're going to see, I'm going to assume Coach Dunbar did his preparation during the winter. You're going to see, I think, an opportunity for East Greenwich to have a tough challenge the very first game they line up for, because East Greenwich is one of the favorites in that division.
Tolman just jumped the gun and will be penalized 5 yards, meaning De Silva will now kick from the 14-yard line. Benton nearest to us, Harrop furthest from us. This is going to come to Benton, lost the football. Wizards recover.
All right, come on, guys. We have a blinking 3:51 to go. Actually, the clock's moving, but it's also blinking with every second it's clicking off.
Avery Bliss got down in a hurry, and when the ball was coughed up by Benton, Bliss was right there to pick it up. First down, Wizards. Tolman territory at the 42-yard line.
Take a chance. Go for it. 33 is being walked off the field. He got kind of dinged. He's got his helmet off.
That's Sean Schultz. Yeah, this is his second time being attended to.
Yeah, he was limping before, too, I remember, when he came off the field.
The Wizards have had their share of people walking off.
Well, again, I mean, the size of Tolman, even if they slow up a little bit when they hit you, they're big guys.
So it's first down West Warwick, and it's going to be another penalty tacked on. As Kevin Degden did not give us a sign. Don't know if Mike Fallon saw it. Don't know if anybody saw it. 3:07 left to play and the clock running.
Personal foul or?
Conjecture here is personal foul against the Tolman Tigers. First down, 28-yard line. Not the Wizards' deepest penetration, but close to it. Now Degden's got things all set. And it's first and 10 West Warwick. Pike on again at quarterback. They run it off to the right side. And Davian Alves, another freshman, might have gotten a couple.
Should I ask what family that one's
No,
from?
not the.
Not the L. Okay.
Matter of fact, there was an Alves who played last year for West Warwick who was not related.
Not related. Well.
But Davian is related to whoever that was.
Okay. Now we got the relationship straightened out.
I'm not really sure whether or not the Buddy, Stevie,
I think
Chucky,
those kids are pretty much out there into college and beyond.
Except for Cam, who's playing quarterback at Cranston West. Stevie Jr.'s son.
Yeah.
Second down and 9. Wing back left is Alves. This time they come right side, and a good defensive play takes down Picon. The play was made by Mizo Miranda.
And that, he's got some speed issues there. I mean, when he rolled out of there, he's running at maybe what I would call youth football speed. And the guy who came up from behind him as a sophomore has played now into his second year. What happens, he's playing at a different speed. He's playing at a different level. And again, for these kids, it's great experience, even though it's, minute and change to go. For the kids that are out there, it's just validating what I'm sure the coaching staffs has pounded since day one. It's a different world when you're playing high school varsity.
Warwick Mall Player of the Game selection coming up here on I-95.1.
Like a mine.
It's once again Pekin, the keeper this time, who got absolutely nothing. And that will be the next to the last play of the game. Down to the final 45 seconds.
How many, what do we got? And running. Fourth down.
Three touchdown runs by
I'm
Edwards.
surprised the refs haven't called this one. It's just call the clock.
I'll go one more play, I guess.
He's looking. He's thinking about it. He's not going to do it, though. He's going to let him run the play. Okay.
And if you're West Warwick here, hey, go for it.
Go for it. Yeah, don't kick it. Go.
Go get yourself a score.
Don't throw a Hail Mary. Do something.
They've got 12 seconds to work with. looking. Pike County throws deep.
And a what?
Taken by a lineman.
Yeah, but it was
deflected
it
ball
was
taken
deflected
by a
ball,
lineman.
Which it was completed, so the clock keeps running, and we are done.
That's the Rickie Field. Your final here today. Tolman 33.
Central Auto Group. Your number one buying destination. Home of Ford, Mazda, Hyundai, Volkswagen, and pre-owned. At Central Ford, you can drive away the 2019 four-wheel drive Ford Escape. While you're there, you can check out our F-150s, F-250s, Ford Explorers, and the Ford Edge. That's a 2019 four-wheel drive Ford Escape only at Central Ford. Best price, best selection, and best service. Central Auto Group, CT.com. Exit 28 I-395. If you go anywhere else other than Central Ford, you're paying too much. For details. Your number one buying destination. Central Auto Group.
Welcome to Finetco, a family of lumber yards started in Rhode Island with Coventry Lumber, Rhode Island's first and best drive-through lumber yard. You can visit Finetco at Coventry Lumber in Rhode Island, West Haven Lumber and Waterford Building Supply in Connecticut, and Elmhurst Lumber in Massachusetts. With our strategic locations, we cover your needs from the New York border to Cape Cod and the greater Boston area, with a standard of best-in-class products for your design and building projects. Coventry Lumber and the Finetco family of lumber yards. One simple call does it all.
Field of Screams, the largest haunted attraction in New England.
Field of Screams.
The best boo for the buck.
Field of Screams.
For 20 years, they've been scaring the life out of innocent souls.
Field of Screams.
Featuring the return of zombie paintball, where you battle the living dead during the zombie apocalypse. Field of Screams also offers 3 additional haunted attractions for one great price.
Field of Screams.
Cirque du Souls, Dungeon of Doom, and the Dead River Haunted Hayride.
Field of Screams.
Field of Screams, Thursday through Sunday, as well as Halloween night.
Field of Screams.
179 Plain Meeting House Road, West Greenwich, or online at hauntedhayride.net.
Finetco family of lumber yards. Gotta write that down.
Get a whole year to practice.
That's right.
Jeremiah Edwards is our Warwick Mall player of the game.
Without question.
All he did was rush for about 7,218 yards.
And that was only in the first half.
Scored 3 touchdowns, one of 57 yards, one of 30, and one of a measly 4.
He's an impressive runner, though. The thing I liked about Edwards, John, is just that he's just a straight-ahead runner. But he's so fast and so quick out of the gate that you don't even get the chance to set yourself to make a tackle. He's already by you. So you got to meet him head on, and that's not easy to do with him. He's very impressive. He's going to rack up some yardage this year.
And he hit the yard side of the field. He hit the even side of the field.
Oh, yeah. He's just off and running, and I can see him being a force for Tolman this year. I'm impressed with Tolman. I mean,
so was I.
I mean, granted, West Warwick, have a very young team out there, but you can tell that Tolman hasn't the athletes that they have. And it goes on from Edwards. I mean, he wasn't the only athlete out there for them. They got a very big set of offensive linemen, so they will flip back over and come over to the defensive side. I mean, they've got all the pieces. You got to hope that, as every coach does, all right, nobody gets hurt. And that's why it was smart to play who he did the second half, most of the second half, to put his other kids in there for 2 reasons. They work hard during the week, and they deserve to get out there. But more than anything, you're protecting some of the kids that you're really going to need as the year goes on.
Jason DeLawrence, the second-year head coach at Tolman, not only has his team out there on the far side of the field, but the 5 fans who made it from Pawtucket here.
Hey, listen, they got to cross. They had to go past the mall. They had to pack a lunch. I mean, that's just the Pawtucket mentality. And I can say that I grew up there, so I can do that,
But for the Wizards, they had a couple of small victories. That one pass played from Maele to Principe in the first half, which was his first varsity completion. The broad ball down to about the 30-yard line or so.
And the running by Chase, his running and his pass receiving. He had a couple, passes coming out of the backfield that he was very impressive with. So he's going to be a force. He's not one of the freshmen, is he?
Yes,
he is, right? Yeah, he's going to be a player. And he definitely got the skills. The advantage he has over most of the other freshmen on the program, he's got the size too. So that is a tremendous asset for him. They may have to change the offense up a little and take more of advantage of that. Maybe let him pound the rock a little bit more and not worry about rollout passes.
I want to take that up after we talk to Reese and get some of the numbers. Caught him in the middle of a swig of water, but give that young man a microphone and let's talk a little bit. Statistically, of course, it was all Tolman, but how bad was it, Reese?
Well, John, I got West Warwick 112 total yards of offense, while Tolman had a whopping 310 total yards of offense.
You know what's astounding about that, Ray? Where'd Ray go? As we play past the headset on. We're going to need another microphone at some point.
I can't hear anything unless I got the headsets on.
Yeah, Bon Jovi is blaring in the background, but what Reese was saying is basically true. They had an astounding 300 and some odd yards of total offense in a game that was condensed because of the mercy rule. So when you take that amount of time that was not devoted to football, that 325 becomes like 4 1/4 or 450.
Right. Yeah, you're right. And just you got to walk out of here. I think, and Reese, you would agree. I would hope that you got to walk out of here positive about what's worked. You look at the score, you're not positive. You look at the effort, you're positive.
I agree. Got to keep positive. This team is very young. From what I'm told, they have a lot of great young talent on this team. They're going to work on it. They're going to come back next week. They're going to come back better and ever.
Well, you learn every week. That's going to be their motto. Learn something every week.
Yes, sir. That's the point. And you know what? I preach to these players every time I see them around the community. I tell them, you know what? Every week you got to play like it's your last. That's the only message that you can give to these young gentlemen.
Play it like it's your first game. Play it like it could be your last game.
That's right.
Play it like it's your only game.
Because that's the nature of this sport. Really, you play once a week. So I always used to say to the kids, whatever level I was coaching, never come off the field going if. Don't say if I had ran a little harder, if I had made that tackle. You don't want to do that. You want to go and just give it your all, saying, okay, I gave it everything I had. There's no such thing as the old 110%. No. Give it 100%.
Like your last. Yeah, that's right. I agree.
Go get them.
We called 11 names of freshmen throughout the course of this game today. And 11 of them got in that we saw. They may have played somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
I was just going to say, when's the last time 11 freshmen have played in a varsity football game on their first game?
I can think of 11 freshmen that were playing for me, and it was a freshman team. I mean.
Yeah, but for a varsity team?
Yeah, no, that's my point. West Warwick for years, there was that freshman team, and now to have that many freshmen on your varsity and contributing, that bodes well for the future. You just got to make sure you give them the right format.
Expected to contribute as a
Absolutely.
freshman. And somebody said this before the game. I don't mean to interrupt you, John, but somebody said some of these kids are coming off the championship from Pop Warner, right?
2 years running.
2 years running. So these kids played Pop Warner last year. Now they're on a varsity
up here,
football team.
And that's the step up that they have to accept. You're not playing youth football anymore, and it's a whole different world when the guy chasing you down is outweighing you by 100 pounds.
Quite the wake-up call. Quite the wake-up call, I must say.
It's 14-year-olds playing against 18-year-olds.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Right.
Exactly right. You're exactly right. And, hey, listen, next week's a new week, Who do they have next week anyway? Off the top of my head, I don't remember.
Well, that's a very good question.
I'm sorry. We'll figure it out. We'll get it.
because we'll be here.
No,
Wherever it is, we'll be
no,
here.
next Friday, we are in Westerly.
That's right.
We are in Westerly for the Coventry and Westerly game. Westwark's on the road, and I'm not sure where they're going to be, though. If they are on the road, they're not home next week.
Okay.
They're
all right, we got that one.
Oh, that's right. They're at Rogers. Brian just told me they're at Rogers next week. The Westwark Wizards are at Rogers next Friday night.
All right.
There is a span between the end of September and the beginning of October.
Thank you.
When they have 3 consecutive home games. It's Mount Hope, Johnson, and somebody else. But we'll get a good look at them there. What I wanted to take up with you, Ray, is the fact that there are some eerie similarities between Brady Maeli and Will Turner in his freshman year over at Coventry.
Yeah, you're right. You know, Will struggled at the beginning of the year. He was trying to force the ball in there a little too much. For Maeli, if I was to say anything, and I said it a couple of times during the broadcast, I'd like to see him be a little more air under the ball. He's trying to throw bullets all the time, and use the arm strength you got there, transfer it to a higher throw so that your receivers can run underneath it. Because what's happening is he's trying to throw exactly to a spot. When you're throwing the ball that hard, that's what you're doing. You're throwing to a spot where the guy is, and now he's moved, and you know you can't do it that way. You've got to shorten it up first of all. If they're going to throw the ball like that, make it 5-10-yard passes and let your receivers do the work.
You got to contour. You got to kind of contour your offense toward what you have. And
you play with your talent.
That relative lack of, I don't want to say lack of strength, because it's got to be a strong kid to be playing out there. But your physical limitations, if you can't throw the ball 45 yards, you don't design plays that are going to go 45 yards.
What you do is you play. I was always a firm believer that you do what your talent lets you do, not what your head as a head coach says, oh, we're going to run this program. Well, you can't do that all the time if you don't have the talent. You know, if you got a kid who runs a 4.4 40, fine. Pitch him the ball, let him run around the corner, nobody's going to catch him. But if you don't have that and your offensive line averages 250 pounds, guess what? Pound the rock. You know, so they'll figure that out. They'll work on that, because that's the other thing. You've got to see how these kids react to playing at this level.
Positives from Principe, positives from Maeli, positives from DeAndre Chase as well today.
He, you know, if you wanted to look at the bright spot, Maeli played very well for a freshman quarterback to come out his first game and to be as poised as he was. I was very impressed with that. But the kid who did impress me was Chase. I mean, he's going to be a load. He's going to be a load, and it's just a matter of time to see what he's going to be able to do as he goes through the program for the next couple of years.
Jason Lawrence, Dave Cato exchanging some game notes and pleasantries after this game. Won by Tolman, 33-0. We will come back and wrap up this game and the Warwick Mall post-game show in a moment.
Williamson Law is a trusted name in Rhode Island for all your legal needs, from criminal to civil cases and all types of legal matters. Tim Williamson can defend you like he defended Hoop during his days on the court. Williamson Law's history of successful litigation speaks volumes, a reputation of excellence that's truly deserved. Williamson Law, Quaker Lane, Warwick, 739-8500. Williamson Law.
Warwick Mall! Warwick Mall has all the conveniences for shopping with more than 80 retailers, community events, a 12-screen movie theater, carousel food court, and fine restaurants. Warwick Mall has free parking and is conveniently located, offering convenience for your hectic schedule. You can shop at Warwick Mall, Rhode Island's favorite family mall. Warwick Mall!
That's a comedy fest. That's what you
I'm
just
going to
told
send it
me.
to the Jones family, too, by the way.
Oh,
Reese Pacheco's.
they're going to
debut.
fire me.